All right, today we're going to talk about the story of a city. You know the one. Big shoulders, deep dish pizza, and some pretty legendary tales. We're talking about Chicago, a city with a story everyone thinks they know, and another story it's trying to write for its own future.
Seriously, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it the incredible architecture, the music scene, or maybe something a little more infamous? Every city has a reputation, right? A collection of stories that get passed down, and Chicago's are definitely some of the most famous. Now, here's a fun little twist for you. That quote, it's not actually about Chicago. It's from an article about Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, in Canada. That just goes to show you how far the legends of Chicago and its most famous resident, Al Capone, have spread. But you know, those are the stories of the past.
Yeah, beyond all that folklore, there's a totally different kind of story. It's the one a city is actively trying to write for itself, a blueprint for what it really wants to be. And for Chicago, right now, that story is laid out in the pages of its annual budget.
Okay, so let's dive into this official story. What we're looking at is the City of Chicago's 2025 budget overview. And I'll tell you, this document is way more than just dollars and cents. It's really a statement about priorities and a vision for the city's future.
Right in his opening letter, Mayor Brandon Johnson frames the budget not just as a spreadsheet, but as a moral document. That's a pretty powerful way to put it. It really sets the stage for a plan that's meant to reflect the city's core values and tackle some of its toughest challenges head-on.
So, where's all the money actually going? This chart gives us a great bird's-eye view. And wow, look at that biggest slice. Nearly 46% is dedicated to public safety. That is a massive commitment. So let's start right there.
So you can think of this as Chapter 1 in Chicago's official story, Building a Safer City. The budget makes it crystal clear that this is a top priority. The real question, though, is how are they planning to do it?
Well, their answer starts with this massive number. The budget is putting over $100 million directly into community violence prevention programs. The whole idea is to get at the root causes of violence right in the neighborhoods that are hit the hardest.
But it's not a one-trick pony. This is a multi-layered strategy. So along with that community investment, the plan is to promote 200 new detectives to help solve more cases. And on top of that, they're setting up a brand new Office of Reentry. This is huge. It's designed to give people coming home from incarceration the support they actually need, like job training and housing help, so they can successfully get back on their feet.
And this really shows you the real-world impact. We're talking about funds that support the absolutely critical, life-saving services that these departments, from police and fire to emergency response, are providing every single day across the city.
Okay, let's turn the page to the next chapter in this story. This one shifts the focus to the city's people and their neighborhoods. This whole section is all about investing in people and the places they call home.
So a really crucial point here is the focus on equity. The budget is explicit about wanting to address the long-term effects of discriminatory practices that, for generations, have kept Black and Brown communities from building wealth through owning a home.
And that's not just talk. They're backing it up with serious funding. The city is investing over $357 million in homelessness support services. The goal here is a more holistic approach that tries to meet the specific needs of each individual person.
The goal is something you can actually see and feel, making sure every single Chicagoan has a safe and affordable place to live. And this vision goes beyond just housing. It's about strengthening the entire fabric of a neighborhood, from home repair programs to community initiatives.
And the investment goes even deeper. The plan includes reopening public mental health clinics, pushing those services out into more neighborhoods, spending $17 million to plant more trees, and even replacing lead service lines in daycares to protect the health of the city's kids. It's a really broad vision for what makes a community healthy.
Now, every good story has to have some kind of conflict, right? A challenge that has to be overcome. And when you're telling the story of a city budget, that conflict is pretty much always the bottom line. How in the world do you pay for all of this?
Okay, to understand the challenge here, you just need to know this one term, the Personal Property Replacement Tax, or PPRT. Basically, it's money the state collects and then sends to local governments, like Chicago. It's a really important source of revenue.
And here is where the plot thickens. The money coming in from the state's PPRT is way lower than anyone expected. For 2024, Chicago is looking at a shortfall of about $169 million from just that one source. That is a massive hole to fill, and it really complicates the whole financial picture.
So, with all these ambitious goals on one side and this major financial challenge on the other, what does the next chapter even hold for Chicago?
Well, the way the document frames it, this isn't just about reacting to problems as they pop up. It's a proactive, deliberate attempt to rewrite the entire narrative by getting at the root causes of things like inequality, violence, and disinvestment.
And this isn't the story for just one part of the city. The plan is designed to touch all 77 of Chicago's incredibly diverse community areas. The goal is a future where your zip code doesn't determine your opportunities in life.
The mayor's letter ends with this just burst of civic pride. It's a rallying cry that really shows you the passion behind this very ambitious and very challenging financial plan.
So at the end of the day, we're left with this one big question. If a budget really is the story a city tells about itself and its future, what kind of story will these numbers end up writing for Chicago? Will it be a story of transformation? Or will it be about challenges that were just too big to overcome? Well, that chapter is still being written.